What's up, witches? I'm Luna. Welcome to my channel. I hope wherever you are that you're having a good day and you can make the most of the time that you've been given today. I am here for an unboxing, and this is another deck from a small publisher. I've been doing some knocking around on just, these publishers that only have a couple of decks out, just to shine a spotlight and, help them get a little bit of love. This is called the Wandering Heart deck by Raina Biddy, and it is from Andrews McMeel Publishing. This is the one other deck I have from that, the Woodland Wardens by Jessica Rue. This is an excellent deck, so I'm really looking forward to this one. It's relatively new. It came out in February, and I'm sitting here because I looked it up on Amazon and I found out something. And what was that thing? I don't remember. Anyhow, here we go. The Wandering Heart deck by Raina Biddy. Right off the rip, we have diversity. We have earth. We have, it looks organic and wonderful. The illustrations are by Muri, M-U-R-I, Rivero. And we've got that same information on all sides. Your journey into clarity and truth starts here. Best-selling poet, speaker of hard truths, and advocate of self-love, Raina Biddy welcomes you on a spiritual journey out of your comfort zone and into your inner wisdom with her intentionally designed 40-card deck and guidebook, the Wandering Heart deck. Just the fact that, the thing that she puts first is poet. I'm really looking forward to this. In conjunction with captivating, inclusive illustrations by Brazilian artist Muri Rivero on themes of self-reflection, necessary growth, and ancestral connection, Raina's gentle and poetic voice makes it beautiful and easy to tap into who you are, who you have been, and who you want to be. Raina Biddy is a spoken word poet, author, and self-love enthusiast based in Los Angeles, California. Diving into her work will have you questioning whether you are due for more healing. Okay. And spoken word poet, that tells me that that woman can plug into the channel, I have major respect. Oh, that's what it was. I looked at this on Amazon and it's only like $16 right now. So this video will go up the day I saw that. If you want it and you're seeing it the day I put it up, run. Anyhow, like I said, it was released in February. We have a 2-part box with the thumb holds, and we have little like roses. They're very pale. There you can see some just kind of vines and flowers. Here's the book, nice size. Also by Raina Biddy, We Find Our Way, Psalm for Us, and I Love My Love. The meaning. Okay, so we have the purpose, and then we have the meaning. This book is a dedication to those who've never confined themselves, to those who enjoy exploration, those who've struggled to find their community. And she gives the whole sentence every time. But nice dedication. I won't read the whole thing. The meaning. Blessings. I am grateful that you chose this deck to trust. I'm grateful that you gave us a try. This book is for beginners and masters both. This book is for mediums, astrologists, nurses, teachers, writers, mommies, for anyone interested in pulling a card. And I will say that all of these sentences, nothing is capitalized. Not an I, not, first letter, nothing. Okay. Pull one for your love life. Pull one for your current energy toward life. Pull one for what's to come in the future. Pull one for the stem of your anxiety. Pull one for clarity. Pull one for anything and everything, really. Then listen, period. This deck of cards is for you to work at sharpening your own weapons, to learn how to trust the magic you have within. Step outside of your comfort zone, go deeper. How well can you differentiate what's real from what's fake? Make friends with your intuition. Listen when the truth is calling, even if it doesn't feel light or easy. I really like that. How well can you differentiate what's real from what's fake? And that can be applied. The words real and fake, have an energy buzz to them. But you can also apply this to like your intuition. What is real intuition? What is it that's just, my own mental programming or my own defenses coming up or whatever? All right. Give it time to make sense. Allow it to work with you. Help these cards help you. This book isn't to be read every time you pull a spread. This book is to assist you. Create your own story first. When you see an image before opening the book, what do you feel? What do you see? Pay attention to the finer details. If you see fire, then something in your life may be out of control or hard to manage or heating up. If you see water, chances are the storm has weathered and you're in or approaching a more blissful state than what you've been experiencing as of late. When you see greenery, earth, this signals to grounding energy, humble energy, serenity. Sometimes the card will inspire you to come back down from the clouds, to see your situation for what it truly is, to stay realistic about your expectations. I'm encouraging you to use your imagination before rushing toward a detailed explanation or specific answer. I love this writing. The statements are short, to the point, and they're well stated, very, very accessible. There truly is no definite description for what you are going through. Only you can make a world out of these cards and apply them to what's happening in this current moment of your life. After you use your imagination, pair it with the specific words and definitions attached to it. Where does the visual lead you? What can you see inside of your head? A little asterisk, you see a clown? And that, let's see, the kind of footnote, I'm just going to read here. What does the clown mean to you? Who's displaying these characteristics if not you? What do you immediately think of? And how do you feel about the situation? Are there changes that need to be made? Is the card bright? Does it feel heavy? Is there movement? Is there stillness? Excellent suggestions here. Are there two people, a group of people, or only one person? Is there sunshine? Is there darkness? Is there lightning? Are there airy clouds, or is there dry land? Focus. Again with the asterisks. Now, beware, sometimes a card will show up in a complex manner. The clown could represent your childhood. It can represent a person. It could represent an old childlike fear. It can represent naivety, which layers unfolded can manifest as a silly fear from your past, when you were less mature, is reappearing or holding you back or keeping you trapped. Or it can mean quit performing and pretending that you're something you aren't. Sometimes you'll need more than one card to complete the sentence. Sometimes you'll need a few to answer the question. Be patient with yourself and be patient with the feedback you receive. Some things won't make sense immediately. That's okay. Don't write them off. Come back to them. And when you make your way with a spotless mind and an open heart, well, that's really optimistic. Ask your inner wisdom for some assistance. Feel the moment. Then we have positive or negative, good or bad. You decide, although it doesn't have to be either or. So they're talking about reverse cards here and saying there is a reverse description. Here's spreads, single card, potential questions, 2-card draw, and then other potential spreads for 2 cards. So potential categories here. Then we're into the cards, and we have a black and white image and the word and a phrase, and then 2 keywords. Then we have a general description. We have upward and reversed for every card. And at the back, that's that. Meet the illustrator. Miri is a 25-year-old Brazilian artist born and raised in Sao Paulo, Brazil. They've had a special connection to art ever since childhood, when they first saw and experienced a Picasso piece. Picasso being Miri's first inspiration, they grew to be passionate about the exploration of art and multiple other mediums throughout life, learning that research is never-ending and the passion for it all is what keeps the work exciting. Art is everywhere. You might as well live in it. You can find them on Instagram at Murray Lustra or on Behance at behance.net/Murray Lustra. Okay. Here comes the deck. Let's get the band off. And I have not looked at these at all. So. Okay, the backs of the cards are very simple. We just have a red background and a lighter heart. The size of the deck is, I can hold the whole deck between my fingers. It's a little bit of a stretch. But they're big cards, big images. And when you have a smaller size deck, 40 cards, and it's an oracle, I don't mind bigger cards. Look at this image. Look how sweet. There's an anime sort of style, or a manga kind of style, cartoonish, soft palette, and this is called Source. And look at this beautiful, beautiful woman, pregnant with possibility, and the nice white light behind her head. Is that the moon? Is that the sun? But it's light. Just beautiful, simple. And we have I am. So now we're into another First Nation. Look at the gray hair. Look at like the Moko here. I mean, we have dark skin on the first two cards out, and I love it. Wow, fertility. Look at that. The images are so very simple, but they're high impact. I turn and go, oh, and definitely get a feel. Sacrifice. Oh my goodness. Definitely a Ten of Swords vibe here, but you think about this. I mean, the title, The Wandering Heart, is interesting. My impression of just the first three cards here is that we're going low to the ground, close to nature, stripping off the externals. This is sacrifice. Life eats life. Life feeds on life. You cannot get away from that. And whatever your choice is in this life, whether you're, a carnivore, an omnivore, a vegetarian, or a vegan, in order to live, we must consume life. And life gives itself to us. You can look at it as a sacrifice, or you can look at it as the cycle. This is the way the cycle goes, and that life generates more life. So this card of sacrifice, I'm kind of seeing some overkill here too, but the reverence with which life is approached in cultures that live lower to the ground and closer to nature is very different. There's this reverence, knowing where your food comes from and honoring it no matter how far removed you are from that process. Look at this, out of sight. Whoa, check it out, man. So here's this woman, what's she got in her hand? A little papaya or something, and poofy cottony hair, nice. She's looking so happy and content while there is a raging forest fire behind her. Out of sight, out of mind. Denial. Now we have solitude. Look how beautiful. Silver lining. Ooh. Interesting trees. But think about silver lining. This card could come up saying that you're dwelling on the negative. It's time to look for the positive side of something. Or just to say, nothing is all negative, just hang in there. You'll find out. Blessings in disguise. Interesting image. Look at the sword. It's like a crescent. There's beads and a heart draping here and crows. Interesting image. Autopilot. Oh. Each of these cards, these are very different from other oracles. There's so many standard meanings. Release, creativity, spirituality, shadow, all these empowerment, fire, but all these kind of standard vibes that are part of human life. But I love the way these are named because it's fresh. It takes your mind in another direction. Autopilot, you've checked out. Look at her. She's just kind of withdrawn. She's in self-protect mode. and she's just going through the motions. Now we have restore. Alchemy. They're very gentle. I like this image too. Honeymoon. I like them all. They are, it's a very soft touch image-wise. Look at, and then speaking of soft touches, look at that. Never have I seen a deck with orgasm as one of the cards, and why haven't we? This is a moment when you unite with the divine, you know? Wow, I could go into very inappropriate things over this, but it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. Wow. Celebration, look at this. Dancing. This kind of looks almost like a, you know, a musical staff or something. Honor your word. Whew. This is something that is in very short supply in our mass media culture. Wow, free expression. I am free to be who I want to be. And it looks like, oh my God. Okay, so there's a person looking in the mirror. We only see the torso. Looks male, but we've got a symbol down here that is, it almost looks intersexed. I see Venus, I see Mars. I can't quite tell what the other part of it is. And there are tears coming down their face. Oh my God, you guys. I'm like getting verklempt. Kin. Oh. This is extraordinary. Evil eye. Whoa. Look at that. I want to look and see what this one says. I will mention too that we don't have any table of contents. The cards are numbered, so it's very easy to find them. It's only 40 cards. Ease of use. I love it. So the key phrase is practice protection rituals. Okay. The two keywords are deception and intention. That's all I need to look at right now. I'll read a full entry when we do our test drive. But yeah, that's the indicator that it's time to put up some shields. And this one is heads up. So the image from the front of the box. You can get a lot out of that. Heads up is usually like, oh, something's coming, but heads up to hold this vessel of water, to bring in harvest, to be, you know, stand up strong. That's wow, so much neglect. God, some of these images are sort of heartbreaking, I have to say. Tension. Ooh. Look how they each have one side of a pair of scissors, and there's a thread between them. It's like there's a tension. Which one's going to push in order to cut that thread? Wow. Miscarriage. Oh my. Can you see the tears? Hoo-wee. Mourning. Like mourning as in grieving, not mourning dawn. And she's out in the woods on a carpet, just being in it. Caged bird. Whew. Shelter. It's like mistletoe up top. But look at that, shelter. And not shelter being, you know, a home, a hut, a cave, whatever, but shelter being another person. Who are your safe people? Forgiveness. Oh. These are just amazing. I love the feet. These are amazing images. Redemption. Oh. Transform. Transform it. Burn away the false so the true can rise. Reclaim your power. Look at that card. Certainty. Familiarity. Loves me not. I want to look at these keywords too. It says, maybe another day, maybe another life. Promotion and rejection are the two keywords. Two-face. With condition. Dang, you guys. I'm going to leave a lot. I want to look up every one of these and give you the key phrases and stuff, but I want to leave something for you to explore because this is rich. Boundaries. Fall back. Look at this angel with a rock hanging off of their leg. Stillness. And you can feel it. Follow your heart. I love the diversity in this deck. The Fool. There's the clown. Look how cute. Balance. And bear fruit. Okay, my charcoal is lit, and I have to say this deck is just, it feels new, it feels fresh, it feels like, you know, keywords and things that I've never seen in any other decks. And we're still dealing with the same human things, you know, we're pretty consistent with our, you know, good parts and our bad parts, but just the new view from a poet and a new way to phrase something that's going to shake your mind, you know, wake it up a little bit rather than going stale. And, you know, this is the danger of having over 400 decks, is I've looked through so many, and there are so many that are just like, oh yeah, that's nice, you know, but I don't feel something new. It doesn't wake my mind up. So let's give a bit of a blessing. I want to say thank you so much to Raina Biddy and to Murray Rivero, it's Ribeiro, so I think that might be Rivero. Sorry, I'll stop beating it. Okay, here we go. By air and fire, may you be purified and charged. Let's do the book. Thank you to the artist and the author for these words and images and the connection that comes with them. These are cardboardy cards, so I'm very careful to take the tiniest little dot of ocean water. And by water and earth, may you be blessed and made whole. And now I got to kind of get out of the way of my microphone to do our bell. By the sound of the bell, a little more. May the Spirit awaken within you. And guides and guardians, allies and ancestors, thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for being my channel and my guardians. Help me to bring forth the best of this deck and some good messages that will be of benefit to anyone that views this anytime they're viewing it. And I offer you fresh water, and I offer you in this deck the fire of Azrael, so the spirit of divination wakes up. And then I'm also going to put some sandalwood on here because I found some of the best sandalwood powder on Amazon, and takes me back. All right, let's do a shuffle. I'm not too concerned. You know, like I said, it's easy enough to hold. They're stiff, but there aren't that many cards. They kind of are chunky, though. They don't really give you a... So you know what I've learned to do when I don't get like a really clean shuffle? Turn them face up and try it. For some reason, and I've noticed it with cards that have gilding on them, see, it's better. It's very interesting. If you shuffle, and I don't know, like this, you can feel this tiny little lip that sticks up, and for some reason, when you do them face up, you get more back and forth, you know, from one side and then the other, so it's more randomized. Interesting. I think it was the Talisman Oracle that I discovered that on. So anytime, especially the ones that are gilded, but anytime you have trouble and you're trying to riffle a deck and they're coming out in chunks, flip the deck over and see what happens. Now let's do another comparison. Yeah, see? Chunks. All right, anyhow, let's do a cut shuffle and focus in on, I gotta put some sandalwood out here. And my sage is still burning. It smells wonderful. All right, what do we need to know today? This wonderful tool, I'm gonna shuffle this way, a lot easier. They're telling me to cut and take 3. What does, take a look and step into the future and look at what message it is that my viewers will benefit most from on this day, from this day. Show us yourself. Okay. Gonna cut. There's one, Solitude. We have Evil Eye. Ooh. And we have Forgiveness. Wow. Okay, well, I don't think this is going to be a happy, bouncy message from the get-go. It's like we're dealing with... So if I go on intuition, as she advises, don't, you know, go straight to read the meanings. Go on your intuition. So I see solitude, someone going out into nature, going someplace where you can witness the bigness of the universe and have, you know, be taken out of the smallness of your life and the little, you know, nitty gritty things that you're wrestling with, or maybe you're wrestling with some big things, or maybe, you know, your problems are just have grown out of proportion in your mind. And when you go out and witness the vastness of nature, it can help things to kind of shrink down. And the practice of being alone with yourself is a vital spiritual practice in my book. I think it's part of our proper business, however we feel about it in the beginning, but to learn to be with ourselves and to learn to cherish our own company, to learn to love ourselves, you know? No more or less than that. The Evil Eye says we need to protect ourselves. So our solitude, the ability that we have to step back into a place that is peaceful and safe and protected for us. We need to protect that and set up that strong boundary. And then we've got forgiveness. So in that solitude space, what do? We bring that self-love and we look at maybe the things that we've had regrets about in life and look at them through the eyes of love. And look at yourself at the time. Did I do the best that I knew how to do at that time? Boy, the sun sure came out and all these are so bright. And I'm not going to close the curtain because it's beautiful. So forgiveness is about releasing your past. It's about acknowledging I did the best I could at the time, and even if I didn't, it's done now. You know, there are times where you can look back at an action or something and say, I still could do something to repair that and make that better, and that's great. and then you can really release yourself from that burden. All right, let's look at the text. So here's where we let the poet speak. Live your life with ease, revert inward for relief. Oh, that's like the motto of my life. The two keywords are manifest and fantasy. The freedom of space is a privilege. Take your time exchanging moments with people who do not fill you. Take your time exchanging moments with people who do not fill you. I'm not sure what that means to me. You might find it challenging to read, and I'm not going to pick about grammar and stuff because this is poetry. So, free reign. If it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, keep reading. You might find it challenging to recharge your battery. A lot is expected of you. Thus, you wait until you're too fatigued and plagued to factor rest into your life's ritual. Hello. Idleness is key. Do not dismiss it. Idleness is key. So without a goal, without a point, without pressure, without a timetable, here's what I'm here to accomplish, just letting it be. Idleness. Do not dismiss it. You will grasp the harm in overextending yourself if you do not make the appropriate arrangements to get low. I love that. Twice now I've talked about this deck being low to the ground, Get low, close to your source. Yeah. Do so while you still have the energy to. Otherwise, you will end up ill. Holy shit, you guys. This is so personal. Personal to me. All right. Upward. There are moments in life where being inactive will prove to be an obligation. I had just 3 days of that this week. You will have to step away in order to see vividly. Take this time to purge and make something beautiful of your insight. Face your demons head on. Dead everything that needs to be deaded. If everything should go, then go. Say farewell to the old. Godspeed. So look at what more we got out of that other than just solitude. Take some time for yourself. Woo-wee. Reversed. You pull back knowing you have a lot inside of you. There are too many disappointments caged in. Despair oppresses you. You have not taken accountability for the way you compromise your wants and needs. Hoo, hoo, hoo. You haven't taken accountability for the way that you diss yourself. Solitude. There's only you. There's a chance you were misused or betrayed by someone dear to you. You have been emotionally taxed and have nothing to show for it. Holy shit, you guys. So they have very clear, she has given us very clear descriptions of, differences between the upright and the reversed. And there's a lot here. This is going to cover a lot. Okay. Evil eye. Practice protection rituals, deception, intention. As much as we'd all love to believe that there is no one out there who has our worst interests at heart, it simply isn't true. Someone could be paying too close attention to your every move right now, even if they aren't vocal about it. Whether it be a stranger who follows you online or a person in close proximity to you, there are snakes hiding in the grass. So this one too can talk about someone that has become fixated on your life in order to keep from dealing with their own. So this can very often come from family members who are just like, I'm going to get you to change so I don't have to, So there's, the things that she's saying can lead into whole other things, depending on where you are personally. As she said in the beginning, upward, you are spiritually covered, and, upward is you are spiritually covered. You're protected. Animosity will not thrive here. However, take into account that you may not know your secret critic directly, and you may be sharing too much. How are you letting them in? Where is the breach in your own self-protection? You are giving too many details publicly to hate on. Hold back. Think before speaking and do not overshare. Keep both your wins and your losses to yourself. This is fabulous. This is current. This is dealing with the issues that we deal with today, not just, the big spiritual truths. This is the big spiritual truths through the details of our daily living. Holy crap, wait, I need to make room. I need to offer some sandalwood on that. I wish you could smell this. Okay. Reversed. Someone is trying their best to knock you off course. They've been eyeing you for quite some time now. They don't like to see your success. They're envious of your joy and are going out of their way to speak curses over your existence and well-being. Here is a prayer to keep with you. Spirit, please redirect all bad energy aimed toward me and transmute this negativity into blessings. Keep my dreams flourishing and my wishes safe and my mental space sound. Help me to see through all things clearly. Let this serve as protection. Yep. You can also do things when we do live streams and we do our grounding and making the bubble around us and everything. You can put a mirror finish on that thing, so whatever is sent your way gets bounced back. Mirror of Hathor spell is holding up this shield that is a mirror, so anything that is directed towards you goes back immediately to the sender. Okay, so both of these cards here are talking about how we need to take care of ourselves and shield ourselves from the negativity and look at where we are making ourselves too vulnerable to people's opinions and judgments. If things are precious to you. And also, these two together are leading us back when you're sharing too much. Is it because you need external validation? Because I need somebody else to tell me I'm okay. I constantly need praise, because I don't really feel it within myself. So the best place you can get to is being internally validated. I know who I am. I know what I'm worth. And, which is the strongest protection against other people's bullshit that you can have. So solitude is, when we overshare, we need to go within ourselves and look at what is in there that is blocking us from feeling our worth. And this card talked about purging stuff, getting rid of stuff, purging those blocks that stop us from knowing our true worth and keep us in the position of I'm worthless until somebody tells me I'm good, I know you've seen these people on Facebook that are constantly looking for reassurance, and that's woundedness, and my prayer for them is that they can get to a place of healing where that integration happens and suddenly you know your worth down in the center of your being and there's never a question anymore, Okay, forgiveness. Let's go to that. So what's the value of a deck if it launches me into sermons? It's a good deck. Okay. Get free. This says get free. Wellness, remorse. Here you crave emotional stability. You dig deep enough to uproot disappointment from the past. You let out the unexposed madness you've been shoving to the back of your mind, and you face the healing of it head on. Okay, hold it. This is poetry, so it's a big benefit to read, let it sit, read again, Poetry can cause things to happen in your own mind that are greater than the total of the words that were just given to you. It opens doorways. Okay, here I'm getting all poetic. You let out the unexposed madness you've been shoving to the back of your mind, and you face the healing of it head on. All those fears, I'm really crazy. Yikes. Or just the bad behaviors that were installed, all that stuff. For the first time, you treasure the unfortunate truth and greet your skeletons with warmth. Wow. It's your story. on one end, you grasp the difference between forgiveness and acceptance. On the one end, you're trying to fix someone or something, and on the other end, you're learning to have mercy. Wow. And who do you need to have mercy with? How do you learn mercy? You got to have it with yourself. Upward, you are preparing to relieve a burden that's been heavy on your heart, mind, and spirit. You understand the law of attraction. The longer you harp on dishonor, the longer your life is at a standstill. You're inspired to move on. If apologies are owed, it's best to give in. If something burdensome is weighing on your spirit, do what you have to do to make things right. Drown out the noise of your ego. This is amazing. And all of these sentences, all of these phrases take you in different directions. So, it's kind of one of those decks too where Froude's Fairies was like one of the first of these for me, where I would go to read the meaning and there would be a sentence that would jump out that was almost like verbatim the thing I was looking for, This one has that potential too. You feel ashamed and unworthy as this is the reversed. You punish yourself for your behavior. You've held a grudge long enough to push others away. There's no one genuine left to confide in. You can't help but feel small and wish things were different. You admit to your stubborn ways, yet you dread unforgiving feedback and do not anticipate rejection. So you stall. Wow. All right, so this really is about going deep, shoring up our own protection, being accepting and forgiving and merciful with ourselves, unburdening ourselves of the things we've been carrying so long. In case you hadn't noticed, getting slightly topical here, the shit's hitting the fan. Weather-wise, just this summer of 2023, and seasons before it, wildfires, floods, just extremes of weather, which we knew were coming. They're just coming a lot faster than anybody ever told us. And to meet these times, it's best to be as unburdened as we can by our past and our story. So it is time to really do this integrational work, to go deep within, to look at where we've, and it's all this life. How have I taken care of this life? How am I taking care of me? Looking at your story, claiming it, owning it, taking responsibility for it, doing the things you need to do to repair things between you and others, and you and yourself. Making a commitment to yourself. I'm not going to let you down again. Here's when I let people in the past that hurt me, and I didn't stand up for myself. And forgiving yourself for that. You did your best at the time, but making that commitment, I will not let you down again. And what does that look like? These three cards to me really are about getting this part strong, getting yourself as strong as you can be within yourself, so you are not looking over your shoulder at the next emotional storm that's coming. Oh my God, if I deal with that, shame, don't want to feel that. How about digging? How about going in and meeting yourself in that place of solitude? How about looking at how you have sent negativity towards yourself over and over again? And then how about releasing the past? I have no more power in the past, but you can change the story by putting a purpose to it, by making amends, by making sure something comes out of it better. Right? Wow, you guys, this deck. I'm loving it. I would like to know what you think. Please hit me with a comment down below. Let me know if you have this deck. Sorry, I'm fucking around here. Let me know if you have this deck, what you think of it. I can't think of anything that I don't like about it. Let's put it that way. The cardstock, yes, they're shuffleable. I got nothing to complain about here. I really don't. Yay! So go to Amazon right now because it was $15 and something. I'm going to rush and get this video up as quick as I can so you have time to go and take advantage of it. Also, hit the like button while you're at it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am looking forward to doing a live soon. I had a bad month, so I will be back very soon. I miss you guys. And until I see you again, this is Luna. Blessed be.